This video is brought to you by the Deadbeat Dad Foundation.
What are you doing, Scarecrow?
Came across this video of a rapper by the name of Logic interviewing his own father, and to be quite frankly, he was very heartbroken. For those of you who are not familiar with him, Logic is a rapper that is I think he's very skillful. He's very impeccable with the pen. And unfortunately, a lot of people do not want to give him his flowers because they try to, high side him, saying, oh, he's another white rapper and Eminem, even though he's biracial.
The only child between my mother and father, and the only one who looks white. That's
you treated differently?
Not really, no.
No.
Like the internet's lame. But in real life, it's like I was always just. It wasn't nothing. Like if I switched to school, like everybody knew I was mixed, right? So a little biracial, little black looking white boy. But if I switch schools, I'd walk out on the playground and I hear, I see like the brothers, I'm like, oh, let me go see what's up to the brothers. And I hear somebody like, oh, it's a white boy, let's kick his ass. I'm like, where's he at? Where's he at? Let's get him. And they start punching me in the face. I'm like, what the fuck?
Where's he at?
And I'm looking at my shit. I'm looking at all my other brothers and sisters, and I'm looking at me, and I'm like, did y'all leave me in a house fire? What the fuck?
Where's he at?
Hey, motherfuckers be hating sometimes. However, this video is not about how skillful he is as a rapper. This video is about the trauma or the complication that goes on in the relationship between him and his father.
I waited every weekend and you never showed up. And you always said that you would. What is it like as a man who used a substance that would allow you to make that little boy wait forever?
Parent is not easy. You make a lot of mistakes with your kids. You do things that goes wrong, and sometimes you create certain trauma when you are in their life, and it happens, right? However, I think when you're trying your best as a mom or as a dad, when you try your hardest to be the best person you can be, the best parent you can be, despite the fact that you're gonna up, I still give you credit. However, this is not about those who are not the best of parents. It's about those who downright abandon their kids. And then the kids suffer that trauma, that abandonment, that you actually portray that seed of abandonment, of those doubt you put onto your kid's life. And then despite all of that, they made something of themselves. They actually bottle it up. They take the hurt and the throttle, and they actually create something that is beautiful, and they become successful. And then here you are with your bummy ass self, try to walk into the kid's life and try to gain some sort of reward, try to gain some sort of financial compensation, just because you happen to be that dude's father, and then you think that he owes you something.
One thing we talked about earlier, father, who I love, we talked about the fact that, if I help you, because I know you talk shit about me. You've said, Dad, Bobby don't help nobody. You've said this. I'm not saying you're saying it right now.
No. I mean, the bottom
You've
line
said
is, it's been said by me before.
Exactly.
But the bottom line is, what I realize is that you don't owe me a motherfucking thing.
I know there's a lot of motherfuckers even in our family who could be like, oh, Bobby don't, he got all this money, he got millions of dollars, but he don't want to help nobody. He don't want to buy nobody a house. Well, hold up, let's just step back real quick. And I'm going to say all this, and it's not going to be a one-sided conversation, Dad. I promise you. But I just want to get this out, and I want to say it, and I really want to go back and forth, and I want to have fun. There was a time when you came to me, asked me for $850,000 to buy you a house studio for you and your band.
Well, you sometimes heard the excuses. Well, if it wasn't for the trauma that I put you through, perhaps you wouldn't be the person that you are today. But no, Negro, it's despite of the trauma that you put this kid through, that he still made something of himself. So no, he doesn't owe you jack. And the thing that sucks about it, right? The thing that is very difficult, right? Is the fact that you could tell, like the conversation that they had, he still loathed to have a father figure. He still wants to have a father in his life. He still wants to actually, be the kid once again where, he would have a father figure that would play catch with him, that would actually do the type of thing that he never had the chance to experience as a kid.
That's why I'm so happy that we're kind of finding this fucking medium, you know what I'm saying, of like being able to work together. And I'm gonna be honest, Dad, there's a part of me that's scared, because if I work with you, there's a certain, it's like Drake's dad, it's like I'm giving you a certain power, and I'm scared to death that you will abuse that power.
Well, no, man. Bottom line is, I appreciate everything you do for me, and the power that I will get will be the power of security for my family. That's,
But I feel that shit, dude. I feel it, man. Like,
Sometimes I wonder, right? The dad who actually comes back into their kids' lives after they become successful, is it the same as when a chick break up with you when you were broke and then come back to you after you got money? Because that's very bitch made, if you don't mind me saying that. Yes, a guy who actually abandoned his kids and then come back afterward for that kid to take care of him is a biatch. Yeah, I said it. The second thing that I also want to talk about is the entitlement. Not just from the parents per se, but also from the sibling.
Now, I've also had my sister ask me to buy her a house. I've had my brothers ask me to give them money. I've given tens of thousands of dollars to my brothers and my sisters, and I've seen them piss it away. So when you do the math, right, and we did the math earlier today, It's you, it's my mama, it's my brother, it's my sister, it's my other sister, it's my other sister, it's my other sister, it's my other brother, it's my other brother. That's 9. Now, let's not talk about how many fucking kids all these people got, but let's just talk about those 9 people. So if I'm gonna buy y'all a decent house, that's $500,000. That's for 2 people, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4.5 million just to purchase that, let alone mortgage, let alone other bills that come into that. Now, okay, you got a house, so then what? That's 9 houses. Let's talk about 9 vehicles. Let's talk about 9 cars that I gotta pay for. Let's talk about 9 gas bills a month I gotta pay for. Let's talk about 9 AT&T fucking bills I gotta pay for, 9 Comcast bills, HBO bills. I'm gonna keep going. Cause guess what? If I'm paying all this money, ain't nobody on welfare no more. Niggas ain't fucking broke no more. So they ain't on welfare, they on food stamps. That's 9 people I gotta pay for food for. That's 9 people I gotta pay for vacations for. Now let's also talk about the fact that a majority of your children and my mother's children all have children. So let's
I think that is something that is very prevalent in our community where you have, let's say, one person, let's say, make it big, whether they become a ball player, whether they become an artist, or you know, they actually have a type of job or career that earns them a lot of money. And then out of the woodwork, family members that you don't even like, some of them that never talk to you, and all of a sudden now they're coming up with you with some business idea, or they're telling you about their financial problems, they're telling you about all the things that's going wrong in their life, and they feel that they are entitled to your money.
And unfortunately, I've learned when I give 10,000 here, 5,000 here of cash to somebody, and then they blow it, and then they don't got nothing.
They don't use it right.
And then they look at me like I fucked up or I did something wrong, and then they come back and they ask me again and again and again. Now, as a fucking millionaire who has broken that cycle, made it out the hood, educated myself, and understand what it means to be self-sufficient, there is no way as a fucking man that I could ever, as much as it hurts me to see the people that I love struggle, give them money and watch them just burn it to nothing again. So
they feel like they are entitled to what you earn because your money supposed to be shared amongst everybody and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter. When you were broke, when you didn't have anything, nobody gave a crap, right? But now that you are somebody, and all of a sudden everybody want to come through and they feel they have ownership in on your money. And it's not actually just the family per se. Perfect example, when Kobe Bryant died, do you know how many black people got onto Beyonce's end to talk about it? Oh, you know what, yo, you know, that money could have gone to the community, but instead goes on to a wife that's not even black. You know, that money could have done good for the community. That money, like...
Bryant died, Vanessa inherited his wealth. Sure. And guess what? Is Vanessa Bryant using any of that black man's money to do any good in the black community? Absolutely fucking not.
He doesn't owe you anything. His family doesn't owe you anything. Like, why do you feel so entitled to somebody else's money? Why? I said, why?
He asked me for $1 million.
And you gave it to him.
Fuck no, I didn't give it to him. He said, I want $1 million. He said, for what? He said, for my band so that we can buy a house and make music in it.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. I'm like, what?
No, man.
So I asked him once we, get back together, and I was like, listen, please don't ask me for money. Can we just like fucking throw catch or some shit?
Yeah.
And he's like, all right. This motherfucker flies in. He's not there for 6 hours. He's like, I need you to buy me a truck. Immediately. And then that goes into, I need you to pay all my bills.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, Dad, no.
So, for those of you so-called high-value men out there who actually just slinging your pieces left and right, and you actually making these babies with these so-called crazy baby mamas, and then you not in the kid's life, you abandon them because you try to have a peace of mind, just remember, at some point, you're going to get old. At some point, you're not going to be able to make that type of money that you're making now. Let's face it, a lot of you probably not even making that kind of money now. And at some point, you're going to want someone in your old age to perhaps take care of you or to perhaps advocate for you. Just remember, the kids that you have abandoned when you were healthy, when you were capable of being in his life, is not going to want to have nothing to do with you when you're just old and crippled and somewhere in a nursing home and hoping someone would actually come through and come see you.
You said, how can I talk about deadbeats if I haven't seen my kids in years? Because I'm not a deadbeat. The only reason I haven't seen my kids is because they was born addicted to drugs. And at the time, I was trying to get off drugs. So why would I stay around somebody that's addicted to drugs? And why would I take care of somebody that's addicted to drugs? That's stupid.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I gotta be serious here for a minute, right? It's like, being a dad, to me, is the most important role I've ever had in my life. That's the greatest responsibility that I ever undertake in my life. Like, I would not trade that for anything else. Just being able to be a dad to a beautiful girl. And maybe that's why, like, I'm so harsh on that, because I cannot really fathom the fact that, like, I would abandon my kid, you know? And that is sad when you have, like, you know, people that just, like, I know, I understand there are nuance to this whole conversation. I get it. Like, you know, you have, like, you know, baby mama drama and all this other stuff. It's complicated. It's very complex, and I get it. But for you to just, like, walk away from your kid, you know, no fighting for it, no nothing, you just, like, walk away. And then have the nerve, the audacity to freaking come back like, hey, I'm here. I know I need your help. Like, seriously? Like, at least have the shame or the decency to know that, all right, I'm never gonna show my face again, right? You know, but that, you know, that video was supposed to be fun, but it's irritating me. But anyway, I'm your host, Dad Haitian. So share, like, comment, and subscribe. So I'm out of here. I want to know what you guys think in the bottom and, you know, in the comment section. So I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Peace.
Let me keep talking.
I hear you.
And let me just say, I was that little boy, and you told me you would come, and you promised. You know, I'm a man of my word today because you aren't. And you promised me. And I remember the sidewalk that I would sit on every time you said you would come see me, and you never came to see me. And I remember my mom telling me not to bother. And I did. I bothered every time because I loved you. And I love you. And I just wanted you to know that it really hurt. And so